Today, Precarious plays
Magic Pengel.
We're going to end today with some nice, ultra-low stakes seaside arena battles.
That sounds good. I'm tired of being in a bad mood over this game. Especially when... Well, are you going to field Ruzma?
Yeah, it's 3 blocking types, so we're going to put out 2 punchy types and our 1 blocking type.
Bring it on.
Isn't that kid supposed to be really strong?
I don't... let's find out.
Going.
I didn't know that was a rotating part.
My doppelganger is wonderful. Ooh.
Wow.
Swift is right.
I agree.
I wish we would, instead of having this type of battle, it could be a fashion show. Like they do in Animal Crossing, where like you have to design around a theme and they tell you what the heck they want.
How's this for skill?
Like, you remember how...
Wouldn't that be subject to the same kind of impersonal dungeon mastering that's happening here?
But, number one, it wouldn't be so violent. Which, randomness and violence, those are 2 things I don't like. Whereas we could just have the randomness, which is just the one thing I don't like. But, also... the criteria would be available to you, so you could like shoot for something instead of this like amorphous.
Just battling.
Yeah. So it could be like, we are showing off all of our shades of red, the more warm reddish pink colors that you have available, the better your costume is. And they could be very rapid fire, much like these arena battles.
Yeah.
So you would have chance to put something together pretty regularly. What is that? That is eerie for sure. I don't like it. I don't like the no face.
I think it's an upright cat.
But it has no face.
No, it has
No, that's a lemur.
It has a face. It's all made out of dark ink. Right?
Take it easy.
They could have drawn shapes on the front.
Yeah, it's not a design I agree with. I don't like this like super advanced version of reflex that these creatures all seem to have. It's very powerful. I just don't like this creature. Something about it makes me uncomfortable.
It's the fact that its face is missing.
I think it's the fact that it's really thick.
It does look like an over-thick lemur.
Look at those. What are those? The quads? All of those seps? All of them. The triceps and the quadceps and the leg seps and the precepts. Don't even get me started on the precepts.
The tail is weird. Is the tail a leg?
It is like...
It's acting like a leg.
I think that might be so that I can balance on it for some attacks, which I actually think is a little clever.
I swear to you this is a lemur. You know what lemurs look like?
Like that.
Yes.
But maybe with faces?
Yeah, they have faces. Cute ones. They have pointy little fox noses.
It's like a weirdly sexy Slender Man.
It is.
And I don't mean like sexy in the same way that the nurses from Silent Hill are sexy, where it's like it might trip some of the same alarms while simultaneously tripping several unrelated alarms.
Yeah, you're like, wait, the board, it's all over the board. What?
just imagining this giant switchboard, it's just the whole thing is lighting up.
Don't read this.
Go first and win! One of the problems that I think that we've had with this game is that there isn't quite enough to grab onto
Get back here.
so it really demands our attention between sessions. Because it's really easy to sit here and say, okay, I feel like we're getting pretty close to the end of this.
Panic is not a name I want.
I kind of like
It looks cool, but Panic is not.
It's like a wind-up panther, right? That I think that might actually be one of the cooler. I don't actually like that it's a screw or a bolt instead of a key.
I think it's a face.
No, I think it's just supposed to be like a little Phillips head.
Maybe it's a mechanical panther, which is why it's called a Panic.
Yeah, that was my impression.
Oh.
It's a little wind-up panther, I think.
Let's have one less wind-up panther, please.
This is a design that I can get behind. I think this is one of my favorite creatures I've seen, especially because
it's very slinky.
Yeah, it looks like, I think that the body might actually be really short and end soon after the screw. And then I think it might be like a soft part.
The rest of it is a soft part and legs attached to the soft parts.
Or something, right? Because it's very bouncy. Maybe that's just an optical illusion. Maybe that body is solid and it's just the legs bouncing.
Or maybe it's a body, but it's surrounded in a soft part.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Like, so it's a stick figure. Do the things!
Right.
This is why this game is so disappointed. Or not disappointed, disappointing.
Yeah, because it's easy to sit here and say, like, okay, we think that the end is coming up, so what we're going to do is, between sessions, we're going to clean up all of our doodles, right?
Yeah.
Because I know what I want to do with all 3 of my doodles. Like, I can tell you, I want to completely rebuild Army one last time to do, like, a really cool Max Ink dragon.
That was a good duel.
All reds and yellows and do just super tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to 10,000.
Oh my.
Wow, she must have been really highly respected by the game. Let's go find a shopkeeper instead of doing another one of those right now.
Okay.
We can buy new brushes.
I'm ready for new brushes.
I want to rebuild Ruzma and make it more, just from the outset, more explicitly about all 3 of us just being one joint doodle. And I want to still collectively have them be a block type by putting like a core of white or gray or black at the center of each of them, and then
wrapping
additional colors around that.
I think I want to go back to Scrap.
Yeah. And
try to make them as much of my original vision as possible.
It's just, I've got 3 really clear ideas now, and it's just time. It's just having to sit down and fight against the interface and fight against the generally unpredictable nature of trying to use a DualShock 2 for a worse version of Adobe Illustrator.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, so part of me thinks that this would be more fun if I was a child and had a bunch of time to kill.
Yeah.
Now, you were a child and had a bunch of time to kill and still didn't beat this game, but I think that there is a fundamental difference between the 2 of us that would keep me going, whereas you would just get frustrated and stop.
Yeah.
In this specific case. Because you don't like losing, and I don't give 2 farts. I was almost gonna say a big words. Someone's gonna say big words, but I didn't. I caught it like that girl tossing bread 2 stalls back. Yeah, so I think that if I had a summer and this was one of the games that I had, I would probably play for a really, really long time. Just to mess with the doodles, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I might beat it, even. but I would just not think that I was good at the game. I would just be playing with it, you know? Instead of... like, I would be playing it like people play Minecraft, right? In create mode, just making stuff. Not too worried about the end of the game, unless it's to get more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I could play a game like this for a very long time, I think. But then now, in my life, it's like, when do I sit down to do this exactly? And what do I get out of it? Like, playing it alone is absolutely no fun.
Really?
Yeah, really, because we don't get to sit and laugh together about the delightful doodly doodles that we're making. I think it might be fun to like play it alone separately and then come back together and be like, look at this silly thing I made.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fun. But playing it just alone is...
I just can't justify, like, I like the idea of having so much white and black ink, but I can't bring myself to give up any other color right now.
Yeah.
Ugh, just do that. Okay, because now we have almost... wait a second. He's got sort of like a little Kill Bill jumpsuit on?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
a tracksuit.
So Pengel is a stealth sequel to Kill Bill.
Well,
I think that we just need to soldier on through. Oh, only needed 3,000. That's fine.
well,
Okay. Now we have almost all of the part palettes, and we have all available brushes, which for all I know is just all of the brushes. So, despite what I just said, I think what we need to do is, between sessions, we need to play a little bit on our own, each of us, tune up our doodles, max out their ink, and then just pray that the game isn't like, there are actually 8 more main arena battles, and every one of them, because we ran out of part palettes, each one just gives you 1,000 more maximum ink.
Oh.
And we expect you to use it if you don't want to die. Die horrible doodly deaths. So before we're done, since we're already here, let's take a little bit of time and think about it, right? Big cool flying dragon.
Yeah.
That's the goal, is to take up most of the area with dragon, but still find a way to make her fly. Rework this so I'm not desaturated anymore, and it's a little more equal. Like everybody's got equal...
I'm not so far away.
Yeah, you're not off in the distance waving. Still wanna stay a block type though.
Yeah.
And then perfect,
Yeah.
but bigger.
Just bigger.
Maximize the amount of ink used, and I don't know, I think I might want to change the eyes to make them forward facing. Bless you. I think I might want to change the eyes to make them forward facing.
I don't think so, because then it'll look like a predator instead of a sweet cow. A male cow.
Well, at the very least, I'll go through and I'll use our nice new thin square brush. Let me see if it works the way I think it ought to. So I'll use the thin square brush and see if I can't use it to do some nicely detailed... Oh, that's the body. Some nicely detailed, like, typography and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Well, let's see what happens after it snaps.
No. No.
Nails.
Ooh.
Well, hold on just a second, because maybe if I could just understand the limitations, right? See? That's okay. That's pretty good.
But I bet you can't get a triangle.
That is clipping into its belly. That's a pretty good triangle.
That is a pretty good triangle. Okay.
One more. Because maybe the square brush, like I kind of thought that the thin square brush would be just good for drawing with this tool in general. That's not bad. Yeah, I think that the thin square brush might just be the best tool for, the best brush for the design tool. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You see that? It's weird. It's like they've got a little bit of a 3D effect to them.
Yeah.
It's like icing instead of
Ooh.
ink.
Cool.
Well, anyway, I'll clean up Mao here
Meow.
some other time. And so perfect in every which way. I just need to kind of click the corner and drag it out and maximize the ink used.
Scraff? Oh my, what a prince. Scraff is going to be the feeling of standing under a tree on a sunny day next to the ocean.
You see, the butterfly wings make me think that this is sort of like a cocoon. This is the chrysalid form.
This is lumpy space creature awaiting to become the lumpy space princess that it deserves to be.
Okay, and then
That's perfect. No improvements. Most beautiful. I might make an extra heart.
How do the arms animate? Like arms.
Yeah, like arms, which is disappointing.
Oh, you should see if there's a way to embed wings or replace those arms with wings, and then maybe flight will happen.
It'd be funny to see me flap around with arms, and that is why I hover.
Ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Bulbzar?
Bulbzar is also perfect, but I will see what I can do.
I feel like you...
If anything, I would maybe replace the big hand leaves with wings, but no, it's perfect. This is what I want.
What if you made... I mean, just bigger then, right? Just take a screenshot, or take a shot with your phone, and then break it back down to basics.
And then make it bigger.
Yeah, because I've got to say...
instead of the wiggly parts, I think I want soft parts for the back grass.
Those...
Like, because that was supposed to be a droopy cape.
Those are... Yeah, that doesn't track at all.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if it was soft instead of wiggly, it would fall appropriately. But right now, it's pretty weak sauce just having those. Like, they're not at an angle from one another at all. They're just straight out of the back.
Well, they were supposed to be...
There's room for...
All right, fine. But I maintain that it's also perfect.
Also, googly eyes.
No, I like
Googly
the little
eyes.
red eyes.
No, googly... Here, I'll solve this problem for you right now.
If anything, you can put a white shine spot somewhere.
Are you ready to have this problem solved for you? Here we go. Ready?
No! What?
Here we go.
Absolutely not.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, you're giving it bad bits.
No, this is an earnest attempt at something funny. Are you ready? Here we go. So check this out, right?
Okay.
So let me get the thick brush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now,
Somebody scared my plant.
but hold
Oh.
on, let me try that one again. Okay, now check this out. I'm gonna do hard part.
Uh-huh.
Very thin brush. Gonna connect it here. Gonna slow it way down.
This is just getting more and more frightened. You are scaring my poor,
Okay, now let's see if it
poor
works.
dear child.
Oh, it's worse. It's worse than I would have imagined. It kind of works.
It kind of
For the one that
does.
isn't attached to the spinning part.
Take those off. It does work though. Look at that. Oh, the eyeball wiggles. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
they're
use
kinda-
that on Scraff or something. But
They're kind of googly.
they are they're as close as I could expect anything to Google.
That's really good whenever it's just
Yeah,
standing there.
when it's just standing. It is a googly eye. Okay, but
Keeping it.
no, the poor baby. Okay, I can undo it down to its roots, Mister. So
Oh,
it looks
no.
it looks pretty.
Could you
cute.
imagine gardening if every plant looked like that? Like they started with small
No.
eyes and as you approached, they got bigger and bigger.
No, I can't because then I wouldn't be a gardener because I'd be too intimidated. Like you pull it up by the roots to replant it and the eyes get really big. There's no mouth, no noise still. It's just really big eyes. Like, what are you doing to me? I'm like, I'm just getting you more dirt. You need it.
No, leave those alone. I grew them myself.
Like you often have to like break some roots when you're repotting to encourage growth.
Yeah.
You can just imagine just watching those little eyes completely silent.
It's a I have no mouth and I must scream across every garden. Oh,
That's terrifying. You're scary.
you're welcome.